Okay, so this is the first time I'm recording on something that's not my phone recording my Switch while I play in the dark room, leaning my phone against like 3 other devices in order to keep it balanced. And I'm doing another Creative World tour because it's 4 in the morning and I have become too uncomfortable with the idea of death. So okay, here's a world overview so far. As you can tell, I fell in love with mushrooms and dark wood. That was kind of the vibe I went for at first. I think one of these 2 houses was my first house I ever built. I think it was this house. So I guess I'll start with that, although it's not too exciting. I think I actually did some interior decoration on this one. Yeah, I can't, I'm still bad at controlling the character. But yeah, as you can see, there's like a fireplace. I went for like 2-story look. I was basically trying to practice like house form, since I didn't really know anything about it. Oh cool, I added a storage room. That staircase, that's useless. Yeah, basically pretty normal house, right? And I came up with these streets recently that I really enjoy because I textured them. I used half slabs to make some parts darker, and then I added a bit more texture around the edges, which I've never done successfully before, and I'm really proud of how this came out. I also did street lights. These are the only 3 street lights that are like this. They're cool, but probably I'm not gonna replicate them. This house is a bit more open, small, and I didn't add any interior decoration, and I'll probably fix it up because I made a decision regarding the residents of this village that just makes it very fun for me. There's one of them now, one of the residents of this village. So besides that, you have this home, which is actually occupied, even though it's not like complete yet. There's one of the residents. I saw the other 2 in here earlier, but I guess they left. Maybe they were just looking around like a bit of an open house. Well, they're not here. But this guy seems to like it here. I could make it appropriate for him later. This is why I don't work on the interior decor. I think besides that, like I moved on, like I did this house next. And it's just across from them, and it's fairly simple. It's like a very similar design, although I tried to make more intimate and a bit more convoluted, like, because I was really bad at building houses for a bit. I gave it a balcony, which some creeper was doing parkour in here earlier. Maybe he's the village fool. So, yeah. I also added these, like, today, because I was like, oh my god, I can't go to sleep. So let's just add some. Let's actually look at it from below, like, we're not idiots. let's do this properly. So you go from here, and you're like, wow, I should head over to the village center. So you'd walk through this this is like the village flag. I thought it was fairly simple. So you'd visit the watering hole, which has a bit of fauna in it. And you'd look at all these little country houses, like close-knit community here, where you just like hang out with everyone all the time. This is a more simple looking thing, but it also has the woolen roof, the banner roof. Okay, so the main attraction so far, right now, I'm not so proud of it because I actually kind of hate it, is the library. You walk in through its grand entrance to the fiction section. This is where most of the residents are currently spawning. Because you see, I made it very dark, very spooky, library-esque. You know, dark academia, as the kids would say. I didn't see that there before. Sadly, they're all gone. I don't know where they went. Except in this. Let me get the lantern so it's more atmospheric. Oops, sorry. All of these residents that just spawn in the basement all the time. These bats and shit. Anyway, like skeletons come crawling out of here, creepers come crawling out of here. And once they started doing that, when I realized I didn't light up the place properly, I decided like this place, I think this whole village should be dedicated to our lovely monsters. Because they don't get enough appreciation. Okay, they can't leave. I'll figure that out later. Yeah, that's the library, first floor. Second floor is actually kind of disgusting. I'll still go up there. Actually earlier, there was an Enderman. He was like walking towards this place, and like he kept teleporting away whenever I'd look at him, and I'm like, oh, he's just shy, but he likes to read. The little nerd. You like to read, you nerd. Oh. And yeah, I don't know. It's like I made like a little maze in here, and I can navigate it, but I also get really claustrophobic and creative, so I made it a little easier for everyone else. Like, I tend to build mazes, and it's nothing in survival, but somehow just in creative, it's just like, I am to be a god! These walls cannot bind me! And I don't want to destroy anything, because I worked kind of hard on each block, so then I just get claustrophobic. Anyway, but yeah, that's the library. Oh. Okay, wait, moving on from here, I'll actually go over here, because I built this today. I did a little bit of outdoor decor just to give it some flavor. That's kind of my focus today. This is also another empty house. I like this color a lot, so I was working on that. This is where I realized that half slabs are actually really bad for protecting zombies and stuff. So I gave it like 50 layers of sun protection on top of the banners. But yeah, I don't know what this house is for yet, but I really like the way it looks on the outside. I didn't earlier, but then I fixed it up with the birch wood. Yeah, so this is the chicken coop. It's kind of, also kind of a bit bare bones, but it does have its function, which is to spawn a bunch of chickens at the top. Originally I put a bunch of trapdoors here to trick them into, you know, falling down. And I think about like 500 chickens spawned instantaneously. They were all roaming the countryside. And they all like filtered into this small house that I built, like this hobbit hole house. Yeah, that I built while listening to Mental Illness Happy Hour, which you can see the kind of mood I'm in. But yeah, the spider seems to have taken liking to it. I think spiders are probably going to become predominantly living here. But I decided that the lavender, the red houses, the crimson houses, are going to be the houses that have the spawners in them, because it's just like it's nice to keep a theme going. And I have one more house that has a spawner in it. Yeah, so there is like this little alleyway, and zombies used to die here all the time, but I put the banners up, the wool step blocks, so that they won't die anymore. They still die all the time, but it's not my fault, so it's just they're dumb. And there's another house here. It's not complete. I'll figure out interior decor later. Besides that, I'm actually proud of this house. A resident! Hello, are you taking a liking to the place? How are you, sir? Oh, do you have any friends up here? Any children that I could mutilate? Oh, this is an issue. This was probably your building. I'm so sorry, sir. Now you can access your top floor without any discomfort. Oh, never mind. Here you go. Guaranteed access. These skeletons are so lively. I love them so much. They just like interact with my house. And they don't get in the way. What happened here? There's also a basement level in here, but I haven't like done anything with it. There's probably something down there. But also, like, these things gave me jump scares the first time. I was listening to the Gideon the 9th audiobook, and I was just like building without thinking about it, and then like it just popped out of nowhere, like 1,000 zombies in the basement of my library, and I was like, ah, this is a storage room. Don't know why there's a creeper here, because this is a zombie spawner, but this is a zombie spawner. A bunch of scaffolding. Yeah. I'm very proud of the scaffolding, because this is the first time I've ever placed a scaffolding block. But yeah, it's cool. And a bunch of zombies came around, and the thing about the zombies is that if they're wearing armor, as you probably know, they don't burn up so easily in the daylight. I added these tribu stuff to prevent like accidents, since these are half blocks, and like they still die all the time if they're not clothed, but this guy should be fine if he's not dumb. He's not dumb. I was hoping like natural selection would just mean that there's a bunch of clothed zombies roaming around the place. It hasn't happened yet because I just installed the spawner. Look. What's happening over there? Did I make a faulty roof? Okay, but as you see, they're all spawning again. They're running inside. Maybe I should do water around the perimeter just to keep it safe. Or maybe I shouldn't cater to these weaklings. A while ago there was a creeper in here. Yeah, he left, sadly. But yeah, I like the way I did the door because I don't do doors like this normally. And I saw it done in a creative world once, and I was like, I don't get it, but now I get it. It's just an interesting way to build doors. There's not much else to say about it. Yeah, I'm not great with colors. That's like the thing. So the banners, like I'm not sure if these are the best colors to go with the rest of this. I like them, but some people have called my taste in colors quote ghastly unquote. So like I'm just here for my own happiness, you know. We're all gonna die anyway. So like I like the way I did these roses. I also did a greenhouse, which is like my first thing that I did in this world that I was like, oh, I think I might actually make a village. Like I might actually make this a thing. So this is a greenhouse that's attached to this house, and it just grows a few beets, and I like beets. There's also an ender chest up here, and the only thing I have in here are signs because I didn't know what else to put in. There's a few barrels in the zombie spawner that I have the signature flag, and so I don't have to remake it in case I lose it in my inventory. Because I had 2 copies of it for some reason. Yeah, I think that's it for now. I thought there was more. This is like a month of work of just like skipping class or not working in class and just working on this instead. What's this house? Oh, I read that there. But yeah, I don't know. There was a skeleton and a creeper couple, I'll call them, looking at the open house in this area, and I just have to make it more hospitable to them. One of the ways I did that was whoa, sorry, clicked the wrong button. I wanted to, I covered these windows with banners. It doesn't do anything to the sunlight. I made some windows black, which doesn't do anything, so I covered these up mostly with bookcases to make it more atmospheric, like post-apocalyptic. Doesn't do much, but it's still cool for me. And I realize they don't mind the sun so much. There was a zombie in here earlier. Oh, he definitely left, right? But he was fully armored, and I felt so bad because I released him. I let him in here because I was so happy to see him in here, like, want to go into a house. Because he did that once, and then he's like, I want to leave immediately. And then I realized he was in there for the villager, and he killed the villager. And it was so sad. I felt so bad because I'd, like, been indirectly involved in a murder. And then, I killed him. So, he was my first clothed zombie. And that's what happens to clothed zombies, and that's why natural selection doesn't work. It's because clothed zombies are fucking bitches. Yeah. So that's my world. Good morning, good night. Happy Hanukkah. Okay.